Big picture views when you study for the PMP exam is absolutely critical. It's not enough to go through everything piecemeal and not be able to put it together. So I'm showing you this image because I want you to begin to sensitize yourself to the big picture view of project management in the PMBOK guide. It is absolutely invaluable. Let's take a look at a few of these interrelationships here. So the project charter is definitely the big document that you want to keep your eye on, because remember, this is 13% of your exam in initiating, and one of the major things that you talk about here is, of course, the project charter, which comes from develop project charter. But you also need to keep your eye on the fact that the project charter goes to a number of places. It goes to all of those Plan X management processes that you see here. So always keep your eye on where that major output, where is the MO going? Every process has its major output, but some of these foundational processes are just so important to keep your eye on. Here's another example of one of these major outputs from a process, such as monitor and control project work, for example. Taking a look at the middle of the screen here, you can see that the monitor and control project work process gives you the work performance report, but you can see that work performance information right here is going into this. And where does that work performance information come from? It comes from all of those monitor X or control X processes outside of integration. So you can see here, monitor stakeholder engagement, control procurements, monitor risks, monitor communications, they all give you WPI. Things like this are a big picture that help you just get so much value from studying all up front. So things like this, you want to make this your baseline. This shouldn't be something you forget. Work performance reports that I show here, if you wanted to take it all the way through, you could talk about these work performance reports, go into 4 processes: manage team, manage communications, monitor risks, and last but not least, PICC, perform integrated change control. Work performance reports goes to those 4. Things like that. You do not want to forget this as you study. This is the holy grail of PMP. So you need to keep your eye on all of these. I call them big ticket items. Here's another example. Director managed project work giving you WPD, work performance data. The work performance data goes into all these processes that we just looked at, you see? And in addition to that, all of these processes here as well on the other side. I didn't touch on those because I was really focusing more on the right-hand side of the screen. But when you boil it all down, WPD goes into all of these monitoring and controlling processes outside of integration. WPI goes into monitor and control project work. Out comes WPR, and I showed you where that goes. But let's take a look at a bigger picture here. If I zoom out a little bit more, you can see WPD is all across the board. So here, WPD, I show where it's going. Here, again, I show you where WPD is going one more time. And having an image like this in your crosshairs is so important as you study. Big ticket items, again, project management plan. It goes everywhere except develop project management plan. And also the project management plan does not go to the process develop project charter. All right, so there you see it. The project management plan goes everywhere. This project management plan goes to all 47 except this and this, where it's coming from. It goes everywhere else. Food for thought, things to keep in mind, okay? So as you study for this exam, my friends, you want to make sure you address the big ticket items. In the last video, I showed you the very basic view of the PMP exam. This is a cut above the intermediate, going a little bit more into the advanced, but I just wanted to call to your attention. Attack the big ticket items. Don't stay on the small stuff. Don't stay on the stuff you already know. If you already know a topic, you already know an aspect, move on and try and get a big, broad landscape. Just like this. I want to challenge you to drawing out this landscape. let me just give you a few ideas before I hop off this call here. I want you to go back and I want you to draw out the following relationships. I want you to draw out the relationship that shows WPD, WPI, WPR, deliverables, verified deliverables, accepted deliverables, change requests. I want you to throw in approved change requests. I want you to throw in the change log. I want you to throw in the scope, baseline. I want you to throw in the project management plan. And I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to show me the interrelationships that exist between processes, specifically in risk, in quality. And the things I want you to highlight here are really your risk register and the flow of the risk register within risk. I also want you to show within quality, I want you to show the flow of things such as the quality management plan. And in addition to that, and also quality metrics and test and evaluation documents. Things like this. I want you to chart this out. I want you to draw it out like in flowcharts. This is how you begin to make sense of the PMBOK guide. Okay? Use boxes for processes, and right there on the arrow, if you want a bubble for any of these items, then go ahead and do that. I challenge you. This is what you need to be doing, not just reading and reading and reading and not being practical about it. I need you to go through these flowcharts to make sure you understand the interconnection points. For example, if I gave you this as a template right here, this 3-box relationship, and I said, populate it with these and make it meaningful, could you do that? Or if I gave you, maybe something like this, could you make sense out of it? Or that? You see, this is how you put the big picture together. There are number pages like page 686 to 694, pages like page 87 and 88, and definitely the big old page 89, definitely page 25. Those are important pages. But going back to the image that I just shared with you, you need to make sense of these pages by doing things like this, okay? By putting these different interrelationships together. This is what is going to help you, all right? I hope this inspires you, gives you a different perspective to studying, big picture view, big picture relationships, getting the entire tapestry woven out in a pragmatic fashion. Have fun. Bye for now.